Now, something you may know about me or may not know about me is I love whodunit movies. They're one of my favourite subgenres. It's a lot of books that I read are always whodunits. It's just something that I've always grown up just loving. Probably down to my love of Sherlock Holmes as an early age, but anything that's got anything to do with whodunits I'll probably check out at some point. Even more so if they have werewolves in it, because one of my favourite movies, The Beast Must Die, is a werewolf whodunit, and I'm always looking for that kind of kick or even a remembrance back to that movie. Werewolves Within is a new movie from Josh Ruben. That is really well done. It's a proper whodunit based on a game which I haven't played, so I can't really talk about that. I can only talk about the movie, which I think is wonderfully done. One of the key things about whodunits for me is getting the cast to a location to have them kind of stuck there. So we have only a certain amount of people that could be the suspect. In this one, we have a small town where we have Sam Richardson, who plays Finn. He is a new forest ranger being sent to this small area. He has to stay in this hotel, which pretty much is going to house everybody from the town, of which there are many eccentric and wild and crazy characters that are going to stay there.
Quite a show.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Proud of it.
Yeah.
There is a snowstorm, there is a discovery of a dead body, there are claw marks all around, and we have a group of people trapped, fearing the worst, fearing who may be a werewolf. It becomes transparent throughout the film that these are crazy, wacky characters. Characters that jump to the obvious conclusion of, it's a werewolf.
What is covered in hair and totally can?
A werewolf!
No, again, wasn't gonna say that.
They don't go for the easy option of, it's somebody killing people. No, it's a mythical lycanthrope. Personally, I love those kind of characters. The characters that are silly, who've watched a lot of movies, who jump to the wildest of conclusions. And because we have a kind of scientist there as well, who again points to everything as being a lycanthrope, we're looking for it ourselves. But the movie plays fast and loose with that trope. It never shows us the beast. It never shows us the monster. It always alludes to the fact that it could be a werewolf. It might not be a werewolf. It could be somebody. Either way, people are dying in gruesome and bloody manners, and it's up to us, and of course Finn, to figure out who it is.
Chachi.
Now, along the way, he discovers all these quirky characters. Probably the main one that he has a connection with is Cecily, the kind of postwoman who's recently up at this place as well, who is just getting a foothold in all the weird characters that are going about here. And they have a kind of connection, and even though it feels a little bit rushed and it feels a little bit unrealistic, it's fun because I like both the actors, I like both the characters, and I like the situations that they're in. I love the fact that they're on a kind of almost pseudo date. Axe throwing, it's funny, it's interesting. This movie has many laugh out loud moments. It's billed as a comedy horror, and it certainly does have both aspects, and they're nailed pretty well. I'd say it leans more towards quirky comedy than anything. More humour placed in the fact of these weird people saying and doing ridiculous things. But that's engaging. It builds up the characters. It gives us people to root for and against, and hopefully see some survive to the end of the movie.
Fuck that noise. I saw what happened to Pete, and I saw what happened to Dave, and I'm not going to stick around and let that happen to me and Marcus. Let's go, Marcus.
Hell yeah!
Werewolves Within was a real surprise. Quirky characters, some nice horror, a real good whodunit, something that I was solidly interested in and enjoyed watching, and was surprised by whom the killer was, shall we say. I won't say whether it's a werewolf or not, because I think that's up for you to discover along the way. But this is one of those movies that I easily sat down and enjoyed. I loved the characters, the situations, the whole town. Everything was fun. It was energy filled because of the characters, the larger than life characters that filled the screen and really gave me a wonderful whodunit movie. I just wish they'd all survived so I could see further adventures of all these crazy people. Incredibly fun, really well shot, nicely paced, with some great performances and some wonderfully good scares, tense moments, and a lot of comedy that really hit the mark. I'd love to know your thoughts on Werewolf Within. Let me know in the comment box below. And of course, there's more content up here. You want to see more of my stuff? If you have a brief second, hit that like button, because that would be amazing. And support me on Patreon and membership if you haven't done so, because that really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.